welcome back to another lunch video. All right, so today I'm mic'd up. I've got my little lapel mic over here, and hopefully we're gonna have much better audio on these lunch videos. So what am I having for lunch today? Well, I'm gonna show you quick what I have for breakfast because we're in the 21-day challenge. If you look up here, I've had a overnight oats. I know it doesn't look like anything special and actually doesn't look very big in this bowl, but it was a lot. And I got the banana on top and all that. That's what I had for breakfast today. For lunch, I'm having a sweet potato and broccoli right here. Notice my sweet potato here, I'm gonna do a little zoom over here, but I want you to notice the color of the sweet potato. Let's show you what I have. All right, so you can see the sweet potato is not orange, it's kind of this white sweet potato. So I don't know if that's a yam or whatever, or some type of special sweet potato. It's not a potato, it's a sweet potato. That's how I bought it, but it's not orange. Then I've got some broccoli with spices on it and a little bit of cheese sauce. That's what I'm having today. And then over here, I've got an orange. This is a sumo orange and they're in season, so I'm gonna have one of those. All right, so let's give this a shot. I've got my lunchbox here and I've got a fork in here. Oops. I've actually got my bottles of Berkey water and this one I started for breakfast today. And then here's my empty overnight oats jar that I used. All right, I've got some salt and pepper we have here at the kitchen, so I'm just gonna put some of that on here and give this a little shot. Let's move this out of the way. And a little bit of salt. All right, we're in the middle of the 21-day Starch solution for January. When I'm filming this, I know these come out weeks later because I have to do 5 of these before I can get them out. So it's one every week, but this week I'm doing potatoes. I wanna see how this potato tastes. I'm kind of apprehensive about this because I hate change, but let's give it a shot. Oh, it is a sweet potato. Interesting. It's not orange, but it is a sweet potato. That's what it tastes like. So it's really good. Wow. All right. So it's the second semester. Right now I'm filming this today in the January, well, it was January 12th or something. So they all run together, right? We're back at school, second week, so we have all new kids. My school works on a block schedule. We only have 4 classes a day. So they take the whole year of classes in one semester. So from August to December, they take the entire year of English, the entire year of math, or whatever, and then they don't have it again the next semester. So if they took math from August to December, then they're done with the year of math, and then, for the other, from January through May, they've got something else, social studies or whatever. So we had all new kids like every semester. And so I had to say goodbye to my kids, and I've got all new ones this semester. Oh, the broccoli is so good. Holy smokes. This is the broccoli I eat every day with my spices on it, but having a little bit of cheese sauce on it completely changes it. Holy smoke, it's delicious. I'm really trying to cut back on how I complicate things. I think sometimes with meals, we really have this, innate need to make it fancy to show people, right? I show my meals online. Oh, speaking of, I gotta take a picture of this because I gotta put this online, but I show my meals online so people can see what I'm eating. And sometimes I try and make them fancy because people are looking at them, right? Like I don't want them to see it and go, oh, is this the best you can do? But at the same time, I just want it simple for me. So I gotta kind of just be like, all right, look, here's what I'm having. I know it's not amazing, right? But it's really simple. And maybe you can be inspired to just make something simple and not have to complicate things. And the more you complicate it, the more you eat, right? I wonder if you can see this right here. Take a look at that, right? Like, that doesn't look like sweet potato, right? It just looks like regular golden potato. But it's so funny, like, it's not. When you taste it, it's sweet potato. Oh, and look at the caramelization on that. Do you see that right there? Like, that's from look at this. Look at the caramelization on that. That's from the air fryer, right? Tim air fried these last night, and they are absolutely beautiful. Man, really kind of this charred brown, and so good. This is delicious. Oh man, that potato was good. Holy smoke. I don't know, I just saw that white color and thought, this is gonna be like something different. I'm really bad with change, right? So I just thought it was gonna be not what I was expecting, and I wasn't gonna like it. In my mind, I already told myself that I'm not gonna like this potato, and I did. It was delicious. All right, so it's sumo orange season. These new sumo oranges are kind of strange. They don't peel like the other ones. Well, I guess there it goes right now. And I like that I'm getting smaller ones because they're by the pound. And when you buy, one that's almost a pound, and they're now $5 a pound, $6 a pound, and you get one orange for $6, which is stupid. So now if they're smaller, you're getting a lot. It's a lot less for one orange. And I don't need it to be a big orange. I just need it to be one that I could eat. So people have opinions about sumo oranges. They're not going to spend that much money on an orange, whatever. I understand that for sure. I'm a teacher, believe me. Money's not plentiful. But at the same time, I really like them, and they're only available from January to April. And then that's it. And then you don't eat them again for the rest of the year. So I'm willing to buy a few when they're here, and then when they're not here, not worry about having to spend that money. All right, let's try to taste these. I know they're delicious. So juicy. I absolutely love oranges. I grew up eating oranges like from the store at any time of year, and this is what they always tasted like. And then as I got older, oranges are just really dry, like when I get them. I don't know if it's the process of, picking them early and getting them out to the stores and distribution and all that. Like, I'm sure it has something to do with the farm to table part of it. But now the sumo orange is just, every time I have them every year, just during that time of the year, they just bring back all those memories of how delicious and juicy oranges are supposed to be. This is it right here. They're worth every dime. All right, that's my lunch for today. An amazing sweet potato, really caramelized with some broccoli and a little cheese sauce on it. It was a cashew cheese sauce, and a delicious sumo orange. Always hits the spot. We'll see you on the next one. All right, it's time for another lunch. So last night, I hate when we do these like 9 o'clock at night recipes. Tim will be like, oh, I've got this recipe I'm gonna make. It's curried cauliflower soup with, cauliflower and chickpeas and all that. And I'm like, it's 9 o'clock at night. Like, we're not starting a recipe. It's in the Instapot. Boom, it's done. 2 minutes, 3 minutes, we're done. I'm like, oh my gosh, right? Like, it's never that easy. So I got my lunchbox right here. I'm gonna grab my bottled water out. So of course, we're cutting up cauliflower and draining chickpeas at 9:15, 9:30 at night, throwing an Instapot recipe together. And this is curried cauliflower soup. It's got cauliflower, chickpeas. It's got diced tomatoes in it, just a bunch of spices, onions, and some aromatics and garlic and all that. I mean, it had a bunch of stuff that we like, so I haven't tried this yet. And at the end, you top it off with a tablespoon of natural peanut butter. We put in PB2. I don't know. I have my doubts about it, so he wants to do a recipe on it. I'm like, well, why don't we just make it and taste it first? Let's see if we like it. So let's give this a shot. And before I do that, let me do a little overhead pan on what I've got here. You can see here, it's just kind of a cauliflower-looking soup. I'm not even a fan of cauliflower, but I don't mind giving it a try. And I'm trying to get some chickpeas here so you can see some of the chickpeas. But that's kind of the gist of it. It's kind of very yellow and with the broad splotches of red, and that's what it looks like. All right, so let's give this a try and see what comes of it. I don't know. I'm always skeptical of new things. Actually, it's really good. There's Cajun pepper in it, but it's not spicy. I can taste the hint of spice, but I'm really wimpy and it's not spicy. I should have probably reheated this longer than 2 minutes though. I don't really taste the peanut butter at all either, so I thought that was going to be overpowering, but it's not. I think this would be really good because I really can't stand the texture of cauliflower. I think this would be good as a cauliflower rice soup. Then it would get the effect of with the coloring and all that, almost like a curried, chicken and rice from out of the can, right? For me, that'd be probably more palatable. At least more identifiable with, with my heritage growing up and eating that stuff. But actually, it tastes really good. I also think there's a lot of yellow going on. I don't know if I would have used chickpeas. I think, I've got a whole bag of black chickpeas at home. I think that would have been really good in here. That would have given me the chickpea taste, but not so much all yellow, would have punched up the color. So I think if we make these again, if we do a recipe video on this, I would do the black chickpeas. All right, so I don't know, these lunch videos, it takes weeks to film them because I do one every week. So it could be weeks before this actually comes to YouTube. And by then, we may actually have a video of this. So if we do have a video of this already when you're watching this, it's gonna be right here, all right? So click on that link after this video is over, and you can see that video. If we don't have a link yet, then of course it won't be there. You did a good job on this, it's really good. It's a really good option if you're doing a starch solution. Actually, it would be a really good option too if you're doing a chickpea mini, so yeah. All right, that was really good. I'm done there. And I got a banana with me I'm gonna have. That soup is a 50-50 plate because it's got the chickpeas in it and then it's loaded with cauliflower. So actually it's probably a lot more non-starchy vegetables in there than there are starchy. And I'm gonna have my serving of fruit right now for the day. Bananas just keep me full. So even though it's lunch, I eat lunch at 10:30. It's like 10:52 right now. So I don't get out of work until 2:10, and then I have a meeting. I'm the advisor for the computer science club, so we have a computer science club meeting today. So I got to stay up there for that, and by the time I get home, it'll be like 3:30. So this will hold me over till then. I could not live in a world without bananas. Like, I just eat them every day. They're so good. All right, that was my lunch today. A really good soup that was a surprise. I'm gonna make some changes for it before we make an actual recipe video out of that. But a really good option. Cauliflower, chickpeas, veggies, like right now, I mean, it was literally 30 degrees this morning in Phoenix, right? Like, I don't do 30 anything, and it was 30, like 1 degree above 29. Like, what is this, Fargo? Like, that's crazy. So this is kind of the perfect time for soup. I'm wearing a sweater, right? I've got this sweater, and then I've got a long sleeve shirt on under it. Like you can see, I've got a long sleeve shirt on under it, and then I've got a t-shirt under that, right? And I can tell you, in my computer science classroom, it's freezing. Like, my nose is cold because the air conditioning seems to be on or something. I don't know, maybe it's not on, but it is freezing cold in this building. It's my lunchtime, so there's no bodies in here to keep it warm. So I'm just trying to get by until the next class gets here, where it fills up with body warmth. It's just cold. So I don't mind the cold in Phoenix because as long as it's sunny, I'm happy. But when the cold does get here, I'm like, holy smoke, is this what the rest of the country has to deal with, like all of winter? I don't know how you do it. All right, we'll see you on the next line. All right, so I can't get my little lapel mic to work here, so the voice is gonna sound different. But so what I've got here is this pasta that I made. It's all an Instapot, one pot pasta. And I have a link for the video right here if you check that out. It's just a bunch of veggies with the pasta, with a cream sauce made of cashew powder, so it's really low in fat, all mixed in the Instapot, and it's absolutely delicious. And then I've got some water here, of course. I got my lunchbox right here. And I also got a bunch of fruit I brought because I was gonna have breakfast, but I never got to it. So really, I'm gonna eat this right here, and this is a whole meal. All my veggies are in here. Oh man, it's absolutely delicious. This pasta is a winner. Oh, I love that the cream sauce is made with the cashew powder, so it doesn't have all that fat. That's just like a fork full of goodness right there. So good. I gotta try and find out why my lapel mic isn't working. I'd plug this into my phone and it would say, hey, you've plugged something into the accessory port. Is it a headphone? Yes or no? And you click no, and it'd be like, okay. And then it would record. Well, now it's not asking me. When I plug it in, it just assumes it's headphones. So when I record with that on, I'm not getting any sound. Very frustrating because the sound with that, the mic sound with that works really well. And this here, I'm so far from the phone, just without that, I have to do a lot of editing and it's a nightmare. So I gotta get that thing working. I'm loving this pasta. So good. Oh man, that was delicious. Holy smoke. I love a good one-pot pasta. You throw it all in there, you just cook it up, it's ready to go. I took 4 minutes after it came to temperature, and it was ready to eat. I like that, the pasta, of course, reheats really well during the week. So, I mean, you don't really lose any of the flavor of it. So, I mean, I just love that. I bought a banana and an orange. I got a sumo orange here that I was, again, supposed to eat during my first period, which is when my prep is. I usually eat something then, and I never did. So then my second period got here. We called them blocks, and I had a sophomore class. I teach sophomores, and now we're here at lunch. So it's a long time till the end of the day, and I gotta somehow get through the day. So I usually just kind of have a lot of fruit with me, just in case I need something to eat, just so I'm not eating junk. And that's it. So these sumo oranges, I know they're expensive. I've heard the whole story, but I absolutely love them. All right, that's our lunch for today. Those oranges are tart. An amazing one-pot creamy Italian pasta. Oh, so good with vegetables and some fruit, some filtered water. We'll see you on the next one. All right, it's time for lunch. All right, so today I'm just having some stuff that I meal prepped over the weekend. Let me give you a shot here, and you can kind of see what I'm working with. All right, I've got my potatoes right here, my wedgies, just some russets all cut up. So good. And I've got my cheese sauce over here, and that's the cashew cheese sauce that I have, absolutely the best. And then over here I've got some Brussels sprouts that I blanched and cooked in the air fryer. I am ready to eat this. It looks delicious. All right, so this is, I mean, I have this a lot. It's just so simple. I make these potatoes on the weekend, and then I've got fries, all week long. And I mean, who doesn't like fries, right? So good. Wow. I'm using my cashew cheese sauce here. I've just tried so many cheese sauces, and really this is just my favorite. It always has been. This is the one I've been making. It's like one of my first videos. I've been making with Lexx since he was really young, since he was like 3 years old. He only knows this as his cheese sauce. Sometimes we're in the mall and he'll get like Wetzel's pretzels or something. And Lexx is a vegetarian. I wouldn't say he's a vegan, but he'll buy the pretzels, and then they have that little cheese sauce with it that it's really not cheese, but whatever it is. And he'll eat this and he'll be like, oh my God, that's so horrible. Like, this is disgusting. I'm like, yeah, that's what it is. Like your cheese sauce is so much better. I'm like, of course it is. Like that's like plastic, right? So this is the cheese sauce he grew up on. He absolutely loves it. I love it too. So everything else I've ever tried, it's healthier, but because this is all cashews, but it just nothing comes close. So cheese sauce. The Brussels sprouts are really good. You don't even need anything on them. I blanched them first just to get that bright green color. And then I took them out while they were, bright green, dried them off, mixed them in a bowl with some seasonings. I think balsamic vinegar, a little bit of garlic, that sort of thing. And just threw them in the air fryer for 8 minutes, flip, 8 minutes, flip. And that's kind of how I do these. I just do 8 minutes at a time, and I keep turning them until they look like they're burning. And to me, that's when they're done. I love Brussels sprouts. I mean, I didn't love them, but I do now. They're just little baby cabbages, right? Like, what's not to love? So good. Well, it's the last week of January, so February is on the horizon here this week, and then we'll have a full month there, and then like the 10th of March is the last day of the quarter, and then we have a week break, and we're going to go to California. Lexx wants to go see Super Mario World, Nintendo World over at Universal Studios in LA. So we're going to do that. So we're pretty excited about that. And then we come back, and it's the last quarter of the school year, and the school year will be over. So like this year is going by really fast. So I'm surprised that how good it's went. Like last year when I taught math, like I had to throw kids out like every day. It was horrible. And this year, I've had no behavior issues. High school is just so different. Like, I would not wish middle school on anyone. Holy smoke. After teaching middle school math and then coming to a high school elective like computer science, it is like night and day. Like I always do in all these videos, I've got a whole bottle of water. I've actually got 2 of these every day. One's in my lunchbox that I bring. I have that for breakfast, and then I've got another one that gets me through my end of my day, which is at 2:10, and then when I get home, I've got plenty of bottles at home. These potatoes are so simple to make. So I have a video right here that you can check out that shows you how I make these. In that video, I Instapot them for 12 minutes and the whole potatoes, and then I let them cool overnight, and then I break them up into slices. I don't even do that anymore. I just slice them immediately, throw them in the oven, and cook them for 25 minutes, flip, and another 10, and that's all I do. And they come out perfect. Oh, so good. Together, the potatoes with the Brussels sprouts gives me my starches and my non-starches. So I got my, I wouldn't say this is 50-50. I would say this is about 60-40. I've got my little glass plate here that divides it. And so for me, for the starch solution, that's perfect. All right, that's my lunch today. Just some, I don't call them steak fries because I'm a vegan, but some wedgies, Brussels sprouts, a little bit of cheese sauce, and that's it. See you on the next one. All right. So for today's lunch, I started doing this years ago. I watched this video of someone doing this, and I was like, well, I could do that. And what I've got today is, you've heard of salad in a jar, right? Well, this is a mason jar soup, or soup in a jar. And the idea is that you have all your soup components in here, right? And then you add hot water and let it sit for 5 minutes, and then you just dig in. So that's what I'm doing here. Let me get the camera up over this, and I'll give you a better view. You can see here I've got my little mason jar, and on the bottom I've got some chickpeas, and as you go up I've got some bok choy, and then some corn and carrots and peas, and then I've got my ramen noodles there. So all my little soup elements in the jar, and I can't wait to eat this. So I'm just gonna pour some hot water into this and start digging in. All right, so I poured the hot water in here. I've let it sit for 5 minutes. Let's open this up. It's still really hot. Let's open this up and see how our soup's in. Oh, the noodles are all puffed up. They look fantastic. All right, the only issue here is that there's really not a lot of room to mix everything up. The noodles are soft, so this is gonna be good. I wanna kind of mix everything up a little bit because my broth is at the bottom, my, my bouillon stuff, so I wanna get it mixed up a little bit. I may do this in a bigger jar next time. All right, or maybe not put so much. It didn't look like much when I was packing it, but now that I've got, like I'm eating this, there's a lot of stuff here. All right, let's give this a shot. It's really hot, so. Oh my gosh, so good. Oh, I love fresh peas in anything. You probably don't want to fill the jar up so you don't have all your noodles on top. Really, I don't layer it like this. I kind of stuff it all in so it's evenly mixed, but for the video, and I wanted you to see the layering, that's what I did. So all my stuff is on top, and that's okay. I'm gonna eat it all anyway. So good, guys. Got a little bok choy right there. Oh man, look at that. Look at all those noodles. I'm loving this. And now I finally got a chickpea from the bottom. Chickpeas go good in anything. Oh wow, that was delicious. All right, listen, I've done all I can with these chopsticks. I'm switching to the spoon. I wanted to stick with chopsticks because, it's a fancy channel, but at the same time, like, I really want the stuff on the bottom. So, now I've got some corn in here and some carrots. Oh, looks so good. I mean, look at all that. I don't know if you can see all that, but like, that's just a whole plate of goodness right there, a whole spoonful of goodness right there, right? You have to mix up the broth in the bottom. Otherwise, you're going to get a lot of water on the top, and you're not going to get the broth till you get to the bottom. And then you'll get a big flavor of broth. So I think the best thing to do is kind of eat a little bit off the top. One of my peas just roll onto the floor. I think the best thing to do is kind of get a little bit off the top so you have room, and then it'll give you room to mix it up. Now it's all kind of all mixed up, and it looks like a soup. So this is a really good idea because you can make a lot of them at once. You can do like 4 or 5 of them at once. I actually made a bunch of these last night, Tim and I. I'm going to do a video at some point on how to do all these because we do this a lot. It's just really convenient. Just grab the jar, take it to work. I poured water from the mason jar that I heat in the microwave, but I could easily bring well, we have extra tea kettles at home, the kind you just kind of plug in and they're on induction and they get hot in like a minute and a half. I could bring one of those in if I want and just pour in the hot water and do that also. We have 3 microwaves, so I don't mind bringing water from home, the Berkey water, and doing that. So I'm fine with that. But if you have, I used to work at a Norwegian Cruise Line when I used to make this back in 2016, and they had hot water, dispensers that was already boiling hot water. And I would bring this, and I remember the people were like, "You always have the most interesting lunch." And I was a vegetarian then, I wasn't a vegan, but I was still eating these. And I was like, "Oh, have you heard of salad in a jar? This is a soup in a jar." And they were just fascinated. But they had hot water dispenser if you want to make tea or something. And I just do that and fill it up. So if your company has that, you're all set. I absolutely love this. I think this is a really good option for food prep. If you're like me and you food prep everything for the week, this is right here. It's a perfect option, right? And look at all this food. It didn't look like much. I mean, it's just a mason jar, but it's loaded. The whole thing is loaded with veggies, right? So there's a lot here. I've also got an apple and an orange I brought in case I got hungry after this, but I can tell you right now, when I eat this, I'll be full. This is just loaded with stuff. So that's our Friday video. A beautiful soup in a jar, and I am going to do a video on this. And when I do a video on this, I'll post a link right here, but I haven't done it yet, so it's not going to be there yet. But if you watch this in 6 months, there might be a link. All right, that's our video for today. 5 lunches, what I eat in a week. I know you guys love these. What I eat in a week for school at lunch, teacher edition. Did you see my shirt? Teacher of all things. Isn't this cool? Instead of thing 1 and thing 2, it's teacher of all things. It's a lot of fun, right? All right, hit that subscribe button. You'll get notified every time we have a new video, usually every Tuesday. Leave a comment below, let me know your thoughts, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.